Hi guys, this is Erica from Gokce Capital. Now before I begin, be sure to click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Imagine this. You just bought your perfect parcel of land. It's in a picturesque small town in West Virginia, right near the water. You're thrilled with your purchase and ready to plan your new vacation cabin. But then you get a note from the assessor. In this letter, the assessor states that there is a grave error in their tax map. It turns out that your property is in a completely different location. And when you look at the actual location of the property, you find that there is a house on it which has been occupied for over 20 years. So that beautiful parcel of near waterfront land you thought you purchased doesn't exist. Believe it or not, this is a true story, and it happened to me. I can tell you firsthand that buying vacant land can be messy and complicated. So if you're looking for that perfect parcel to build a home or vacation cabin, how do you protect yourself? How do you know whether a parcel will work for you? And what questions should you be asking during the purchasing process? There's so much information about buying homes, but almost nothing about buying land, which is why we decided to put together everything we know about buying vacant land in one place, the Gokce Land Due Diligence Program, or GLAAD. So what is GLAAD? Well, in the course, we've broken down everything we know about buying land into a checklist of over 150 items. Each item is covered by a video that includes both technical information and stories of my own experience buying and selling land. But who am I and why is my experience relevant to you? Well, my name is Erica Benson. I trained as an architect and worked as an architectural designer for several years. I then served as an affordable housing director for the city of New York before starting my own company, Gokce Capital LLC, which buys and sells vacant land. Over the course of more than 700 transactions, I've seen it all: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Whether it's the property owner who spent over $50,000 on a parcel of land completely covered in wetlands, or the buyer who discovered within weeks of purchase that her new property had hundreds of oil tanks beneath it, the end result is the same: a dream deferred and money wasted. But this is why I created GLAAD, to help prevent such scenarios from happening to you. And the course will cover both common and uncommon land pitfalls, including what happens to a property when a spouse passes away? Should you buy land without mineral rights? What should you do if a property is in a special hazard flood zone? What do you need to research if you want to build a tiny home? What should you know if you want to live in an RV? How do you bring utilities to your land? Will your property have contamination or make you sick? And how do you check? Can someone use your property without your permission? How do wetlands affect you as a property owner? And of course, what should you consider if you want to build on your property? GLAAD also comes with lifetime support. Plus, you can ask unlimited questions on each module. We'll usually respond within 24 hours. And if you'd like to purchase or see a preview, click on the Podia link in this video's description. But before you go, let me leave you with a story of one buyer that has stuck with me through the years. He was a retired lawyer who always dreamed of owning a ranch. He bought a section of land, or about 640 acres in Nevada, in order to realize his dream. Well, a few years later, he recognized that he was never going to move to Nevada, so he reached out to us to see about selling his land. We began our due diligence on the property, and one of the first things we noticed is that it did not seem as if the property was accessible. So I asked the seller about this, and he informed me that his seller had told him that, by law, in Nevada, every section of land is required to have a legal right-of-way. I had never heard of such a law, but I decided to look into it. I reached out to 3 local attorneys, as well as the district attorney, and none of them had heard of any such law. It seems that our seller was misled. But his experience got me thinking, if this can happen to a lawyer, what about the rest of us? In a complicated world, we all need to help each other out, and we hope that GLAAD will help you become a successful land buyer, just as it has helped our previous students. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email, call, or text, and we will respond as soon as possible. So thank you for listening and happy purchasing.